wedge test done. No, not really. There's more to just bouncing a ball on a club face to test the wedge. And have I got a great wedge today for you? It's the new Ping S159 Wedge. Let's get in, tell you all about it. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to the video. It's Andrew Ainsworth here. Great to have you along. Thank you for taking your time to watch my little videos today. Quick advertisement before we start. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Good to have you along. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button down there. And if you like the video at the end, if you could just give it one of those little thumbs up things, it just kind of helps things along on YouTube. That's that over with. So I've got the new Ping S159 Wedge to talk to you about. Just been released, just got all my demo clubs through. Have a little look. Let's get straight in. Have a look at the look of this wedge. It's pretty classic, isn't it? I love the matte finish on it. We have got a serious amount of grooves on the face. Just check out how many grooves they've put on here. It's like Groove City, this is. I've never seen so many grooves so tightly compacted onto one club head. This is kind of, where's this taken over from? We had in the previous range of wedges, we had the Glide 4 and we had the Pro Forge. Now, they still appear on their website as being current wedges, and I think in different parts of the world you'll still be able to get your hands on those, but I think stock will gradually just be phased out, and I think this might be the only Ping wedge available going forward for a little while. I don't know about that. I'll try and clarify that for you, but that's kind of what I'm seeing, but I'm probably wrong. I normally am. So let's just give you a little bit of background on this. It's really been tested and created. A lot of the ideas, as always, tend to come from the Ping Tour players. Ping will go to the tour players and kind of get a lot of input. People like Victor Hovland and Tony Finau and these sorts of golfers and all their staff players will give input. So this wedge has probably been on the design bench for a long time, and they just don't throw a wedge together. You know, they really think about it, Ping. You've got to remember that Ping are actually an engineering company at heart who just happen to be in the golf business. So they will never release a new product until they think it's better than the previous one. And there's been a few products which never got to market, I'm told, because they didn't think it was better than the previous one. So that's kind of how they work. So very quickly, addition of two new grinds and new lofts. A tour style S159 wedges are available in 25 loft grind combinations, and we'll show you a few of these different grinds. Why would we have so many combinations? Well, it's just to try and match the wedge up to the playing conditions that you would normally play in, or the variable playing conditions of how the wedge performs. Extensive testing with the top tour players, created wedges that will appeal to golfers of all abilities. Let's have a quick scroll down and have a little look at some of the specifications. Now, look at this. This is all the different specs that they do. I won't obviously go through every one of these, but we start at 46 degrees, 2-degree increments, and we go all the way up to a 62 with all these different grind options, which is staggering. I've never seen so many choices of wedges. So that's pretty incredible. As we go into the technology bit, we've got, these are made out of a 8620 carbon steel head, which features soft feel, clean shape, straighter leading edge for improved results on full shots. 2 performance enhancing finishes. We've got the Hydro Pearl 2-point chrome, which I'm showing you now on screen. And then we've got another finish called Midnight, which is basically just a sort of a matte black color, which looks absolutely stunning. We've got more grooves, more spin. In the 46 to 52 degree wedges, they are milled to a maximum groove volume for greater control on full shots. And then on the 54 to 62 degree options features more tightly spaced MicroMax grooves to impart more spin, especially around the greens. Now, we'll very quickly just flick through all these different grind options. Look at that. We've got W grind. We've got a new B grind. We've got an S grind. We've got an H grind. We've got a T grind. We've got an E grind. And all these different grinds will suit different playing conditions. Let's just pick on one. Let's go with, I don't know, the new B grind here. And the grind really relates to, you can see the sole. This is how they sort of shape it and move it around into different areas. But the B grind is for a shallow angle of attack, neutral face delivery, low bounce design, sits low on the turf. So over here, in the UK, a low bounce wedge would work really well on very tight, like linksy fairways, which play really firm. That's when a low bounce. You see a lot of the tour players when they come over from America, especially to play in British Opens, or the Open, as we like to call it, have very low grind, and they'll actually maybe take those into the workshop vans, and they will literally take the bounce off and grind it out so that basically the club will sit a little bit flusher to the ground and doesn't bounce as much. So there's all the different grinds. I'm not going to talk any more about that. If you're interested in it, go and have a look yourself. We've got this friction face, which is a combination friction adding face blast, precision mill grooves, deliver a launch and spin control. We've got the stock shaft, which is a lightweight ZZ115 shaft. And we've gone back to this dialer wedged light grip, which gives you the ability. You've got three different, so I'll put a close-up on here, but I've got three different positions that I could place my thumbs on to give me different lengths. So, you know, if I hold it at full length here, I can go down one to take a bit of yardage off it, and I could go down two for a very short sort of little fiddly shot around the green. So I'm really pleased that this wedge grip has come back in, because I think it's a great great add-on to what already is a great wedge. Have I got anything else to tell you on that? Shaft grips, no, I don't. You can get this fitted with pretty much anything you want, as you can see there. That's the stock shaft, but you could have AWT wedge shaft fitted, dynamic gold, graphite, recoils, you know, you name it, that could be fitted. So I think that's enough chit chat, don't you? Let's get in there and hit a few shots and see how it performs. See you in a minute. Okay, time to have a little hit with this wedge. I've got a 56 degree here in the standard sole, which has got 12 degrees of bounce on it. I won't go into too much detail on what bounce is. I do have some videos. I must put a link up there to what bounce is to explain it. It's to do with the interaction of the club with the sole of the club on the ground and the grind and blah, 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 all sorts of stuff. Let's get into something a little bit more interesting than that, though. I've got the standard sole. In the UK, we get very variable conditions. In the winter time, we get a lot of rain here. The ground gets very soft, so you need a wedge with a little bit of bounce on it. And then in the summertime, things can get dry and hottish, and the fairways dry out. So you've got complete opposites here. So you really need a wedge which sits somewhere in the middle, which will cope well with the softer conditions and the firmer. So the standard sole for me is the one. It does depend a little bit on how the golfer attacks the ball, and this is where coming in for a wedge fitting at somewhere like my academy here helps. Steep angle of attack, shallow angle of attack. You can change the settings on that, not the settings. You can change the specs and the grind options and things like that to suit. So let's get in and hit a couple of shots. Let me explain what I've got here. I've got 54 yards to the flag, slightly uphill. The greens are set to soft. So the way I'm going to play this little 54-yard shot is I'm going to this is my personal technique. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'll open my stance up. I'll keep my weight fairly even. It's going to be a little half swing. I'll sort of set the club quite early. I'll sort of cock the wrists here. I'll feel like I'm swinging the club a little bit from out to in, trying to deliver a little bit of loft onto it. And these will be quite sort of low flying wedge shots, hopefully. So let's hit a couple. Now that was a little bit thin. It's a little bit sort of bottom groovy, as they like to say. Carry distance of 46 yards, but considering that was quite a thin strike, look at the amount of backspin I'm generating here. You know, for a ball that's only gone a total of 48 yards, 7,000 revs of spin. And that wasn't a great strike. Let's try that again. That was a little bit better, a bit long. Watch it stop. Okay, one bounce. Again, delivering 6,600 revs of spin, carry distance of 59 yards. They just look and feel fantastic, these. Still haven't quite what I call nipped one. That was a better strike, and that's bang on yardage. Whoa, look at that one. It's like throwing darts. Now, the greens are set to soft, so the ball is sticking. Give you a couple of little stats there. 55 miles an hour club speed, spinning at 66.95, and you saw that thing hit the deck and just put the brakes on. I love a 56. I feel I can do lots of different things with a 56-degree wedge. I can open the face, I can close it. I'll play a little more of a back foot. I'm right on the back foot here. I won't get as much spin on this, I don't think. Sort of driving that one in a little bit lower, and it should hit the ground and just release a little bit towards the hole. Consequently, I could open this up, put some more loft on it. Don't be too alarmed. This might hit the roof of the net. This one I could play a little bit more of a high floaty one. Got a bit far. Again, lots and lots of spin on it. So versatility in how you can play your wedge shots, I think, is something great to have in the locker. This is a fantastic wedge, folks. Really love the simplicity of the design. It's very Ping-esque. You know, it's very understated. It doesn't scream and shout at you, but with all these different options available in terms of the grinds and the lofts and everything else, there's a wedge here very much for every golfer. And the thing you really want to do with your wedges is look at the gapping. So let's just say, for instance, your pitching wedge in your set comes in at 44 degrees. You really then want to try and keep your gapping fairly close. So 5 to 6 degree gaps works really well. Some people may go 4-degree gaps. So let's just say, for argument's sake, you've got a 44 degree pitching wedge. You could go then 49-degree gap wedge, 54-degree sound wedge, and then maybe a 60 lob wedge. Or you could go 44-degree wedge, 50 gap wedge, 56 sound wedge, 60 lob wedge, or you might even bother. I mean, I have a 45, 46-degree wedge in my bag, and then I just go 52, 58. I just like to carry 3 wedges. Some people carry 4. I've seen some golfers carry 5. I've seen other golfers carry 2. So it's very individual. It depends. Some people like lots of wedges in the bag. Some people just like to simplify the process. But this wedge from Ping, the S159, really does give you options. Price-wise over here in the UK, this is going to be running at around about £159 per club. Pretty much what you see the Vokeys from Titleist running out at, which are the #1 selling wedges in the UK. Ping are looking to try and get a little bit of the market share back from Vokey. They're very, very strong at the moment. They're #1, in fact, on drivers, fairways, hybrids and iron sales in the UK at the moment are Ping. They are not quite as strong in wedges and putters as they'd like to be, and I think this wedge will help Ping grab a little bit more of that market share action. That's my review on the Ping S159 wedge. Anybody tried it? Anybody thinking of buying it? Go and have a go with it. You should be able to go to a fitting centre like mine where they will have demo clubs which you can try. You can take them out on the course, you can take them out on the practice range, get them out in the real world and see how they perform. Really love it. Thanks for watching the video today. I'm Andrew Ainsworth. All the best. Bye for now.